Okay, hello. I'm sorry for the delay. Okay. Hello. Sorry for the delay, but happy Super Bowl Sunday. I really could use some help with technology on the videography, audio front. So if you are good at any of those things or you've just learned something and you have some tips, I need some help with coordinating the quality of the volume and the audio in general. Like, I'm pretty sure that it's going to pick up the static from my computer. I actually might go ahead and raise this, even that's going to be maybe a little bit of an awkward angle. um, but at least it'll be, oops, there we go. At least maybe it'll be less static from the from the computer. Okay, so I am gonna hop right in. Today we're starting our new series on loving your growth process, and we're talking about relationships. So we're gonna do a short little talk around how to implement growth, uh, your growth work that you're doing in your relationships. And so essentially all of our life is all about relationships. Your relationship, um, even right now that you're having by watch with this episode, your relationship with all the stuff that you are interacting with, your relationship with objects, your furniture, exercise, your relationship with your sleep, your relationship with food, with the weather, with the seasons, with transportation, your relationship with people, whether family, friends, your significant other, or your colleagues at work. And all of these relationships with everything around you reflect the relationship that you have with yourself. So, and we've been talking a lot about our relationship with ourselves, and that's the huge part of our growth process. And so, essentially, I have a couple of challenges, some things for you to reflect on, and then some exercises to do so that you can really be able to apply this growth in your relationship with yourself and in your relationships around you with other people. So, I want you to think for a moment of the words that you use when you're essentially like scolding yourself is what she talked about. At least I'm still using her book. We're still going through this, but when you're scolding yourself, when you're just like being hard on yourself, if you mess up, what are the words that you use? Like the specific phrases or those common things of like the negative self-talk. What are those words? And then think for a moment if they're the same words, or at least some of them, that your parents used when they were also um, scolding you, or like when you were getting in trouble, or that you messed up in some way. Are those the same words as that your parents used with you, or maybe some other close person in your life? What are those words? And then I want you to think for a minute, when you were praised in your life, what were those words that they were using? Are they the same words that you use today? And like, how do you praise yourself? So that's just one reflection challenge that I'm kind of giving you as a homework to do. And perhaps you can't really think of what kind of words specifically. But I just want you to pay attention, maybe as this next week goes on. What are the words that come up when you're having negative self-talk, or if you're praising yourself, or if you're praising others? What are those words that you use? And essentially, we can't blame anyone else for the negative self-talk that we have. It's just if those words were the ones that they used with us, it's because, and it's regarding anyone, it's because they were also victimized in that way by others berating them. And so it's just a cycle, and we're all human and we're all affected, and we can only give what we've been given. And so there's nothing to blame on anyone else, but it is important to evaluate this and to see where those connections are so that you can more easily break those habits. And that goes for even, so what negative self-talk you have with yourself, that and how you scold yourself is also how you scold others. And so pay attention to those negative things that you're saying to others as well, right? We want to be intentional about our relationship, both with ourselves and with others. And so essentially, our relationships are mirrors of ourselves. And this concept is really hard to swallow, okay? Because we attract always mirrors either qualities that we have or beliefs that we have about relationships and or about ourselves. And it's true whether it's a boss or a coworker, an employee, a friend, your significant other, or your children, if you have them. The the things that you don't like about any of these people are the either what you don't like about yourself, or what you wouldn't do, or what you or what it's about what you believe. And so these things are all just reflected, and that is so hard to really acknowledge for ourselves, because if we think about it, like, you're like, no, this person drives me crazy in this or that way. And then if you really start to analyze, like I was analyzing this the other day in my own relationships, and, and it's just like, oh, like that kind of gut wrenching, kind of like, oh, like I think that those same things that I really don't like are things that I'm trying to change about myself. And that, though, that acknowledgement, that awareness is powerful, because you're going to be able to then recognize that quality in yourself and be able to change it more easily. And you're going to be able to have more compassion with the other person. But if you start to change it in yourself, then it's going to start reflecting for the other person as well. And they're going to also have more space to be able to do something. But it's more about you changing it for yourself. And so basically, if so if there's something that you don't like, you may be attracting it to yourself, because that's something that it's true for you. So this is the exercise that I'm going to give you guys. It's this exercise of like kind of me versus them, or us versus them, and it's not in a negative way. It's just in a more a mirroring, like really honest reflection with yourself. So you look for a moment at someone in your life, just whoever comes to mind that bothers you. Describe 3 things about this person that you don't like, and then things that you want them to change. But now look deeply inside of yourself and ask yourself, where am I like that? Where have I been like that in my past? And when do I do those same things? What kind of circumstances? And then I want you to close your eyes and give yourself the time to really think through this and consider it. And ask yourself, am I willing to change? And when you remove these patterns and habits or beliefs from your thinking and behavior, either the other person will change, or it's not going to be the same kind of relationship, and those things are not going to be things that you have to deal with any longer. So this is really the only way to change others, is to change ourselves first, to change our patterns, and then we'll find that they are different too, because we're bringing out different qualities, because we've changed the negative qualities within ourselves. So we're going to have more positive qualities to bring out in other people, because that's what we are also doing and also attracting as well. So blame, again, just a little last bit on this, is useless. It just gives away our power to take responsibility for us, and responsibility and ownership of our own growth. And lastly, and we're going to do, I have a treat for us for relaxing into this week. But the last point is attracting love. And this is an exercise I really enjoyed. Love comes really just where we don't look for it, and or it comes naturally, but it's never outside of ourselves is the thing. It's already existing within us. And when we when we think about a significant other, a relationship with our significant other, or our spouse, or someone who we hope to be our significant other in the future, we are wanting that love from them. But if we don't already acknowledge and accept that love that we desire them to give us, we don't already accept that from within ourselves in every area of our lives of things that we want to be admired for, then we're not going to be able to fully accept that from anyone else. And as much as we may resist and deny this truth that love is from within, right? Like that it's not outside of us, um, it's it's true because whenever you own your own love for yourself, you desire like every area that you desire and long for it to be to receive it, then if you own that for yourself and give that to yourself and accept it from yourself first, then you're going to be able to accept it from another. For example, we had talked in some previous episodes about limiting self-beliefs and about rejecting or negating what other people are trying to give us, whether that's compliments or giving us credit or comments or actions of love that we are given. If we are automatically negating that as a truth for ourselves, then that's like because we're not receiving that love that they're giving us. And if we don't have it for ourselves in the first place, we don't accept that, then we're not going to be able to receive it. So here is the exercise. I want you to reflect on and write out, what kind of love do you want to attract? What are the ways that you want to be loved? For example, do you want to be considered important? Do you want to be considered? Do you want to feel wanted? Do you want to be pursued? Do you want to feel desired? Do you want to be prioritized? What are the practical and the important values of how love shows up for you? And then what are the ways that you are doing that practically for yourself? How are you showing yourself that you are important? How are you showing yourself or wanting yourself, wanting things for yourself? How are you pursuing yourself in ways that make you feel loved? How are you showing up in prioritizing yourself, right? And do you desire to be with yourself, right? If you don't desire to be with yourself, then maybe it's a little hard for people to show that they also desire to be with you. Or what also are the qualities in yourself and in others that you want to attract a person that has those qualities, right? Caring, kind, understanding, compassionate, patient, an active listener, that they're thoughtful, that they're encouraging, that they are secure in themselves, that they're curious about life and about situations, that they are intentional, that they are proactive, that they are intelligent and confident, that they have an abundant mindset, that they also are working on their growth, right? All of these things that you might desire, I want you to think about and write them down and then see what ways you possess those qualities as well. And then for homework, you might examine what may be keeping love away from you. Could it be criticism, feelings of unworthiness, or unreasonable standards? What else could be keeping love away from you? Could it be a fear of intimacy? Could it be a limiting self-belief? Okay, so just love open up the doors to love yourself and really examine what ways are you already doing that? What ways could you do that more in the ways that you want others to show up for you, but start showing up for that yourself in those ways. And so now we're going to do a new kind of meditation practice called Yoga Nidra. And let me just get this here. And so I want you to get comfortable. You can, I have a yoga mat under me. You can lay on the carpet. You can lay on your bed, on the couch. It's ideal to be able to lay down just to experience the full relaxation and the full support for your body in these next short minutes. But if you're sitting, that's okay too, but just go ahead and get comfortable. Yoga Nidra is a form of meditation. It's not sleeping. It's not concentration either. It's an opening the inner parts of your mind using visualization techniques. And this, I've told you that I'm getting my mind-body therapy certification, and I am going to integrate into this, because I also have my yoga teacher certification, but I'm going to integrate into this Yoga Nidra practice some practices for just some experimenting with your focus for your body, and then and just like what all of your awareness is taking in, and just really being able to connect and relax the mind and relax the body. And then hopefully this will also help to clear out some of the negative beliefs or negative things that are affecting you and your relationship with yourself, and also perhaps your relationship with others. And we're going to set an intention also during this. So I will, if you are watching on my TI communities, I'm going to continue this. We'll get a short little bit of this, and then if you want to continue watching, you can get on my personal Facebook. I'm going to continue streaming it live to give you the full experience. So, but it'll just take I'm going to try to go for 15 minutes. It might take 20 minutes, but if not, then you can rewatch and listen maybe right before bed. It will get you really relaxed and rejuvenated and ready to sleep. But otherwise, just ready to be at peace. Okay, so here we go. So I hope you're comfortable. Some of the things you might consider also is just the light. You might close the blinds. You can have a blanket or a scarf and use it as a blanket or a pillow if you're not on your bed. You can also use something like this to cover your eyes, your face mask to cover your eyes, just to give you this total relaxing environment. And okay, so just coming into a relaxed position. In Yoga Nidra, we're going to allow our mind to wander our conscious awareness. And this happens effortlessly. Even if you do not understand anything in Yoga Nidra, it doesn't matter. And the sound of my voice is going to act as a rope, in the way that you could use a rope to tether you as you go in and out of the depths of a cave. So the same way that I want you to let the sound of my voice help you venturing in and out of your mind. So as we get ready for Yoga Nidra, I want you to let whatever you may need, go ahead and get whatever you may need to adjust yourself and get comfortable. You might lay down. I was going to lay down, but I'm afraid that my voice will be too far from the phone. So go ahead and lay down. And you're not trying to concentrate. Make no effort to control your mind. Just relax. Settle in. Let your mind settle in. Your thoughts. And just let them come and go. And just focus on my voice. You are practicing Yoga Nidra. I want you to allow yourself to become aware of your whole body, from the top of your head all the way down your neck, your shoulders, all the way down to the bottoms of your feet. You are lying or perhaps sitting in a room exactly where you are supposed to be. You are safe, and there is nothing else around you that needs your attention. Your whole body relaxes in this atmosphere where you're lying or sitting in your space. Your body is still, and the only thing you become aware of now is your breath. And I invite you to close your eyes. Just listen to your breath. And as your breath has normalized, it has become effortless and slow and calm. And the sound of your breath is very rhythmic and slow now. Your body is in a state of relaxation. Now think mentally, I am going to practice Yoga Nidra. I am listening to the instructions. A constant communication is taking place between the instructor and myself. I can hear the sound of her voice, and we are tethered in this safe, relaxing space. At this point, we will now set an intention for this time that you are giving yourself. In Yoga Nidra, this intention is called Sankalpa. It's a sort of resolution for yourself. You don't have to make it now, but if you have one, then please go ahead and repeat it to yourself. If an intention comes to your mind, or you can think of one that is meaningful to you, then go ahead and do that now. If you don't have one, then it can wait. A good intention in general is to resolve to accept all that comes to your awareness and love yourself fully, no matter what, exactly as you are. You are worthy of acceptance and love. And I'll give you just a moment to consider what intention resonates with you most in this moment. And when you have an intention, go ahead and repeat it to yourself. If you still need one, you can use something like this. I fully accept and am aware of every part of me. And I am worthy of love. I am in harmony in all of my relationships. Or you can simply just say an I am statement. I am in harmony with all of my relationships. Keep on listening to me and go on doing the practice as I indicate. Don't concentrate. Don't try to analyze anything that I'm saying. Just become aware of your right hand, your thumb, and mentally say, right hand, right thumb. No movement, don't move. Right hand, right thumb. Second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist, lower arm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit,